Now that you have your bike, you want to keep it safe. Bike theft is an ever-present concern for all riders. So today, we're going to talk about how to keep your bike with you, bike locks, biking stations, and what to do in the event that your bike does take a ride without you. We are here with Stephanie Knoll, Program Director for the Bicycle Transportation Alliance. Let's go. Hi, Stephanie. Thanks for being here.
Happy to be here today, Tricia.
So you're going to tell us about how to keep our bikes safe from theft, right?
Yeah. And the first thing that I want to focus on is that all bikes have value, both to you if it's how you are planning to get home from wherever you're visiting,
right.
And bikes also have street value in our communities. So even if you think that your bike is not an expensive or attractive one, it's still really important to lock it up well, because bikes that of all values are getting stolen frequently, unfortunately.
That is a really good point, though. Now, what kind of locks should we be using?
I highly recommend using a U-lock style lock,
okay,
or a heavy-duty bike-specific chain. Unfortunately, bikes that are just locked up with cables do frequently get stolen. Cables are very easy to cut with even an inexpensive pair of bolt cutters.
Yeah. Now, whereabouts should we be locking our bikes up?
There's a few things to take into consideration in choosing where to lock up your bike. The first rule of thumb is what you're locking to should be at least as strong as your lock. So you don't want to lock to anything that can be easily cut or that your bike could be lifted up off of.
Right, that makes sense.
The second thing to take into consideration is being considerate of other folks and making sure you're not blocking access to anything, so that you're maintaining a wide space on the sidewalk, including for folks who might be using a wheelchair or motorized scooter. And the third rule of thumb for good bike locking is that to whatever extent you can lock your bike in a place where there's a lot of foot traffic and light and, a lot of more eyes on the street, that's
yes,
always the best scenario.
Smart. And where on the bike should I put my lock?
Well, the number one thing you want to be locking when you're locking up your bike is your frame. Your frame is the most expensive part of your bike,
okay,
generally speaking. So you never want to put a lock just through a wheel. Wheels can be easily removed, and someone could walk off with the rest of your bike.
Yeah.
So you want your bike lock to go through your frame. And then there's a number of strategies you can use to lock up a frame and one or both of your wheels.
Oh.
So you can put the larger U-locks through a wheel and your frame together. A lot of folks will carry a supplemental cable to use with a U-lock, and so you can put that cable through the other wheel of your bike.
Right.
Or what some folks do is if you have a quick release lever on your front wheel, you can pop that wheel out of your fork and lock it up together with your rear wheel.
Got it. Okay. Now, what if I only have a U-lock?
If you're just traveling with a U-lock, you most likely want to lock up your rear wheel and your frame together.
Okay.
Your rear wheel generally has more hardware on it, so it would be more expensive and more difficult to replace than a front wheel.
That sounds good. Now, what if my bike does take a trip without me? What should I do?
Well, before your bike gets stolen, the things that you should do is you should record your serial number. You should take a photo of your bike, or multiple photos kind of you and your bike, so that you have that proof as well. And then there's a national stolen bike registry.
Yeah.
And then if your bike gets stolen, you can put word out immediately that your bike has been stolen. And you can also conduct your own search on local bike sites, and listservs are a great place to put out the word, and also to alert the police department. Also checking Craigslist and other places like that to make sure that your bike isn't showing up there.
Okay, that's really smart. This has been great information, Stephanie. Thank you.
Happy to share it. Definitely don't want to see anyone else get their bike stolen.
No.
So.
Your bike is your investment in both your travel and in the environment, but it only takes a moment for it to become a statistic. With the proper locks and the proper strategy, you can have your bike for a long time to come. Thanks for watching.